And yes, I do have a passion for school meals. Your Excellency, our President, William Samoei Ruto, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, CS for Education, our guests who are here, ambassadors. Let me start by welcoming all of you to Nairobi. I want to welcome all our visitors to Nairobi. Our President will welcome you to Kenya, but I have a chance to welcome you to Nairobi, the green city under the sun. We're very happy to host all of you. You know, when you're in a room with adults talking about school feeding, you know you're in a room full of good people, because it's just good people who can be passionate about our future and about our children. So please enjoy Nairobi. We're the only capital in the world with a natural national park, untouched and spoiled by human intervention, where you can look at the Big Five, and in the background you have the skyline of the city. It happens nowhere else, only in Nairobi. So before you leave, because I'm told you had quite some fun yesterday, before you leave, please make sure you pass by the national park. It gives me great pleasure to join you, Your Excellency, and our guests, as we deliberate and hear from various people about this very important issue, feeding the future generation. Last October, Your Excellency, I had the pleasure of representing you at the first School Meals Coalition Global Summit in Paris, an opportunity that allowed me to share our story as Kenya and of Nairobi, and what we're doing in this city in advancing the mission of ensuring every child has access to a nutritious meal by 2030. Today, I'm pleased to stand here and tell you that that story is going on, and we have made a lot of progress. At that time, it was barely 2 months old. Today, it is 14 months. And for me, it really all started post-COVID, after the COVID pandemic, when then as senator, I visited one of the schools. We were donating desks. There had been some vandalism. And you ask the children, what would you like us to do for you? Normally, they would say, we want footballs, we want sweets. But these children were saying they want food, you know, and I was lost. I didn't know what to do. So I looked for some maize and I took, but that was not sustainable. Your Excellency, you challenged me. And you gave me a statistic that time. I've never forgotten. You told me that there are more children out of school in Nairobi due to hunger than in one of our northern counties. Let me not mention it. And I said that cannot be. And so I went on to do my research, and it was true. 1 out of 4 children were missing school in Nairobi, in the capital city, because of hunger. Some were going to school twice a week. Others, when they would be told to go look for lunch, they would not come back to school. And we said that we must change that. We tried to bring legislation that time in the Senate. It went through the Senate, didn't go through the next house. But we sat again with you, Your Excellency, because you have been the inspiration. And we agreed in Dagoretti to put it in both our manifestos. You put it in the National Manifesto, and I put it in the Nairobi County Manifesto. The research that we had done revealed some truths, that Nairobi desperately needed a school feeding program to ensure that all our children do not, no child faces hunger while striving for education. And we called it Dish in a County. This morning, Your Excellency, I was chatting with a friend of mine and founder for Food for Education, Wawira Njiro. She reminded me the urgency that particularly drives us as Africa, because I can see many Africans here. In the 1950s, the European population was 22% of the world. In 2050, it will be 7%. In the same 1950s, the African population was 7%. In 2050, 1 out of 4 people will be here in Africa. Everyone is asking, what do we do about Africa's young people? The first thing, obviously, is to secure their future through education, through keeping them in school, through feeding them. And that is why we see this as an African solution to a global concern. Launched last year in August 2023 with only 80,000 learners in 45 schools. The program has now grown to reach 310,000 learners in over 230 public schools in Nairobi in 1 year. In this first year, we have served, Your Excellency, 30 million meals in Nairobi County. The food is distributed in a hub and spoke model where we have different kitchens in different parts of the city, and they cook every day, and the meals are distributed to the schools surrounding them. We have a great partnership. We engaged and procured food for education, and Wawira Njiro is here. Please stand up. We need to clap for you because of the work you're doing. She's a great partner because we believe in localized, homegrown solutions. Thank you so much, Wawira. And they run the logistics of it. We provide the political leadership, we provide the policy direction towards that. These kitchens, the 17 kitchens, Your Excellency, have become a backbone of a network dedicated to serve nutritious, affordable meals to these children. And some of them don't finish their food. They pack it and take it back home to their siblings and to their parents. And that's a sad reality. But thanks to our collaboration, we ensure that these meals are to the highest nutrition, highest standards of safety, because our children deserve nothing less. Your Excellency, we even made sure that it is domiciled with a minister. So our health minister in Nairobi, our CEC, is in charge of school feeding, and she is here, Susan Silentoi. Pia tumpigie makofi. I've given you the dynamic of generations. She's also the youngest minister in Kenya. She became minister at 29. And so she understands she's feeding her generation. Our model is designed to be accessible to all. Parents pay a nominal fee of 5 shillings, which is hardly 4 US cents, facilitated through a tap-to-eat payment system embedded in a watch like this that I'm wearing. Through this watch, and if you go around Nairobi, you'll see all our children wearing this watch. It's an NFC device. We're harnessing technology and data to make sure all our children are well fed. And of course, Nairobi, is a silicon savannah. So being a hub of innovation, our young people are the ones who innovated this. And we're telling many things. For instance, we can tell if a child is skipping school through this technology. We can tell how often they're attending. Wastage is close to 0% because we're using predictive analytics to prepare meals so that there's no extra. It is just enough for those schools that we're going. And it's more than that. The children refuse to remove this watch because it has given them identity. And when they go back home and on the weekends, they're still wearing this watch. They feel loved. They feel seen. They feel heard. And it gives them dignity. No child is pulled out of the school line in case the wallet doesn't have that 5 shillings. We take note of it and we pay for it. And I want to thank my friend Arnold Balozi, because thank you so much, Balozi. Your Excellency, when you did the Africa Climate Summit, I hijacked his minister called Crisula and took her to Olympic Primary School and showed her what was happening. And the children just are so happy. They mob you and they laughed with her. She gave us €1 million to feed 10% who can't afford. So we hope and note that 1 million euros is also coming this financial year for the 10% who cannot. Some can't even afford that 5 shillings. So please, Your Excellency, by reducing hunger, we have shown the impact. There's an increment in school attendance. In the past 1 year, enrollment has gone up by more than 34%. An example of a school we've been with you together, Umoja 1 Primary, population has moved from 1650 to 2,552, more than 900 students because of the introduction of this. We used to have 210,000 children in Nairobi schools. Now there are 316,000 in our schools. And we want to thank you because now you pledged and you gave. You didn't just say it. 1 billion shillings to Nairobi County to increase the classroom so that we can have more of these children coming to our schools. So this is the first, and thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that. And as those primary schools are built, the county government is also building the ECDs. We're doing 500 of them each year, and MPs through NGCDF are to do the public primary schools. I want to conclude because I can talk about this all day. But this is the first universal school feeding program in Kenya, and I want to encourage the ministry and also my colleague governors. School feeding is not a function. It is a responsibility. It is not a role in the Constitution. It is a responsibility of every parent. And so we should stop saying this is for national, this is for county. And I love the example we have in Nairobi with the intergovernmental partnership, that we have seen beyond those lines, that we are doing it together. I would encourage us to do it across the country. Your Excellency, and I think Dr. Ali will confirm, because it was contentious, we are using clean technology to cook, positively impacting the environment. Our briquettes are eco-friendly, 100%. But we also have infrastructure for gas. And the lower the cost and the cleaner the energy, we're going to go into that. Our parents are also filling customer service forms, and the children, customer satisfaction. Don't just give kids food that is not tasty. Give children food that they will also enjoy. And so far, we are 4.5 out of 5. The only challenge, Your Excellency, is the only place where they're saying they're not getting filled is Kangemi and Kangwari, and I know why. And they're my people. They want now more of ugali. And and we've discussed that with Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi. Finally, Your Excellency, our impact measurement is being carried out by Cambridge and London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, who are conducting a 3-year impact study on Dishina County, Nairobi County, because we want it to be sustainable beyond just the individuals. Nairobians are now asking, how can they pay by M-Pesa to support one child, to support 5 children, so that, you know, the people also want to contribute. So we're setting up the governance structures. We're putting together the board and a secretariat for it, so that the public can also get a watch and contribute to our children. I'll just give you 2 examples of testimonials. One of them, which I think for me has been the most touching testimonial, incidentally, for me, has not been from a child. It's been from Dominic Mwirigi. Dominic Mwirigi, Your Excellency, is a driver. He delivers food every day from our central kitchen in Toi Primary for Kibra Sub-County to all the schools in Kibra. And he says, and I quote, "You should see the children when you drive into the school. They are excited to know we have brought lunch. Even parents are excited." But the clincher, Your Excellency, he says, even on the roads, when there is traffic, everybody moves aside and says, "Please, pitisha yo chakula, take the food to our children." Your Excellency, if matatus can move for you, you're doing a good thing. If our matatus can actually give way, and they give way across the city. At lunchtime, there are these buses all over. The last one, of course, is Mildred. Mildred was in New Kiumbwini Primary School. Mildred is a total orphan, and she was being raised by grandparents of the neighbors, actually. Mildred, I met her in January when we were issuing our bursaries for high school. And we don't have a feeding program in high school. But she was wearing this watch. So I asked her, "Why are you wearing this? You've gone to high school." And she gave me her story. Mildred said that she used to perform very badly in primary school because she would go to school once or twice a week. And when there was no food, she'd have to go to the market in Kangemi to sell or to find food. And she was performing bottom of the class. In the 3rd term, when we launched the program with Your Excellency, New Kiumbwini Primary School was one of the first ones that were onboarded and would have meals every day. Meaning, Mildred was in school every day. Mildred performed top 10 in Nairobi because of this. And she was called to Loreto Convent. Loreto Limuru. And she said, "Governor, I will never stop wearing this watch. Even in high school, I will still wear it, because if it was not for this watch, I would have failed my KCPE, I would have not come to high school." That is a changed life. And there are many stories like that of children. So it's not just about the children. It provides jobs. We have created more than 2,000 jobs. The farmers across the country were discussing, Your Excellency, green grams from Meru, Kitui, Tharaka Nithi counties. Western beans are coming from Busia County, tomatoes from Machakos, Kirinyaga, and Nakuru counties, cabbages from Nyandaro County, Your Excellency, in this program. I could go on. And I'm glad you've also, directed that we can get more support in terms of food stuff from the cereals board, because now we need more uptake. So in Nairobi, we normally say, Your Excellency, because we want to partner with you with your commitment of moving to 10 million children by 2030. We want to make sure every child, because now we're moving to the informal schools in Nairobi, every single child in this city. Because as leaders, what other prerogative do we have than to give children equality of a chance, just an equal shot at life? That each child has the same chance. That your child has the same chance as the child in Kibera, in the child in Mukuru. That's the same shot at life. And then the rest we leave to God and to education. In Nairobi, we say, "Watoto wakule, washibe, wasome." Let the children eat, be satisfied, and learn. This captures our commitment to holistic child development. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to appreciate our president, because he has been consistent on this issue of school feeding. We would not have gotten here, Your Excellency, if it was not for your, not just consistency, but your follow-up and your prodding us and the ministry. Please, let's clap for our president for that. We want to thank you sincerely as Nairobi. The children of Nairobi, thank you. One or two things, of course, we will tie you my tent, but for the biggest part, this success, you're part of it. So thank you so much. To our guests, please, if you have time, I would like you to visit. I know the schools are closed, some are doing exams, but we can organize for you to see just the model of the kitchens. These kitchens have become temples because we did not compromise on quality. They are possibly the best buildings we have built. Of course, until you finish your affordable housing ones, mine are the best. Currently, they are beautiful, they are clean, best materials, If you go to the informal settlements, you just see them standing out. Please find time. Bona PS, you can coordinate. Right here, we have Rosambu Primary. You can look at it. We have some in Westlands. Based on where you're staying, they're all over the city. We'd love to give you a tour. May God bless you and feel at home in Nairobi.